right, it's game day. It is 12:21 on the clock. I'm on my way to the trailhead for my Everesting climb. Early start. I'm gonna try to be out there by 1 o'clock riding. Some restless anticipation. Just ate my breakfast burrito. Tasted pretty good. I don't know what I'm in for today, but all I know is I've done my prep. I'm ready as ready can be. Let's do it. Almost hit some elk crossing the road on like 3 different times here. I've been going really slow, but this truck is old. I don't have high beams, so playing it safe. It's done snowing, stars are out, haven't hit any elk, and I'm pulling up to park. So what exactly is Everesting and when did it become a thing? You pick a hill climb anywhere in the world, you do repeats on it until you reach an elevation gain of 29,029 feet. This is the equivalent elevation of the highest peak in the world, Mount Everest. Simps! There's a list of rules on the Everesting website, but in a nutshell, you need to complete your challenge in one ride, you're allowed to take breaks, but you can't sleep, and it must be 100% human powered, meaning no e-bikes. All right, we are off. Official start, I think, is 1:12 a.m. Here we go. Trail Creek Road, Sawtooth National Forest. Zillion stars in the sky right now. It's about 27 degrees out. Good little warm up on the pavement, and the real climbing is about to ensue. I've got 5 or 6 laps in the dark. I won't bore you with that. So hopefully right now, I'll just snap my fingers and we'll pick up, hit the day lapse with an update. Snap! The first Everesting recorded was completed by George Mallory in 1994. Mallory rode his bike up and down Mount Donahuang 8 times. It's about a 3,500 foot climb, which is located 50 miles outside of Melbourne, Australia. He was cross-training getting ready for his ascent of Mount Everest that year. It's kind of confusing because George Mallory is the grandson of the mountaineering legend George Herbert Lee Mallory, who attempted a first ascent on Mount Everest in 1924. Him and his partner died, and they recently found their remains in 1999. It's still unsure if he actually summited before or after he died, and that's a whole other story. Cut to 2014, a guy named Andy Van Bergen got together as posse of cycling masochists called the Hells 500. They led the first Everesting, where 40 people officially finished the feat. Since then, Andy trademarked the term Everesting, formalized some rules, made an official website, and now you can submit your rides and gain entry to the Everesting Hall of Fame, and here we are. All right. So some time has gone by. I'm about halfway up my 8th lap. The sunset lap was ridiculous. So cold though. So I didn't want to pull out the camera. Anyway, this is a butt kicker for sure. I've climbed, I don't know, somewhere around a little over 10,000 feet, 10,500. Been on the bike for just over 7 hours now. Putting in work. All right. I don't know what else to say, man. Look at these views though. I don't know. I'm getting a little delirious. Trying to stick on my nutrition plan. Feeling pretty good. Legs are tired, but nothing too crazy. Par for the course. Sticking to my mantras. Staying positive, keeping a positive mental attitude. Anytime something negative comes up, knock that right out of the head, replace it with something positive. All right, catch up with you soon. Oh, turn this thing off, my fingers are numb. Oh, come on, I can't even press the... Why would I, or anybody else for that matter, want to put themselves through this kind of torture? Good question. I'm not a wafy pro cyclist rocking a 17-pound road bike. I don't wear skin suits, I don't use power meters. I'm too chicken to ride my bike 60 miles an hour down a pavement descent. I'm definitely not doing this to break any records. I'm just an average Joe husband, father of 2, who loves to ride my bike and loves to stretch my own limits. So what did I use for motivation? I read this great article in Pink Bike a few months back about 2 regular mountain bikers that Everested the Skyline Bike Park in Queenstown, New Zealand. They did it on their everyday full suspension mountain bikes, and this spoke to me. That's when I made the decision in my mind. I knew I could do this and I would do it. here don't suck! Woohoo! Punch drunk and delirious. I've been waiting for you guys. You're the carrot that's been dangling just to see you guys.
Where's the dangler?
Oh my God, thank God you're here. Give me a hug.
Hey, it's Banana Man.
I got a banana. Is that a banana in your pocket? You just Oh, I love you, squirrelies.
I love you.
Oh, dude. Then there's this jersey I'm wearing. Jersey Mike! Let's rewind a sec. In 2011, I did an event near my home in Mammoth Lakes, California. It doesn't exist anymore, but at the time, the Everest Challenge was a USA Cycling sanctioned road race that was considered the state climbing championship for California and Nevada. The format was a 2-day stage race, which gained 29,000 feet over 6 gorgeous climbs and 208 miles of riding. At the time, nobody had completed it on a single speed or a mountain bike, so I gave it a whirl. To this day, it's one of my toughest and proudest achievements on a bike. When I finished, the race director gave me a handshake, and this jersey is a token of my accomplishment, and I've been proud of it ever since. It's been sitting in my closet as a souvenir, and I've never had the audacity to wear it out. So during my ride, I wore this, and I harnessed all that energy and motivation from back in 2011, and it helped push me up the hill. Okie dokie, I'm in the middle of lap 12 now. I don't know. I'm polishing off a piece of PB&J. This climb is 4.1 miles with a little over 1,400 feet of climbing. So each time I do it, it's an 8.2 mile out and back. I've ridden right around 93 miles now and right around 16,000 feet of climbing. I spent all of lap 11 getting pulled up the hill by Rebecca Rusch. It's pretty awesome. We just chatted the whole way and the lap kind of just flew by. But it was great talking to her about her dad and about how Memorial Day is so special to her. The weather's warmed up a little, thank goodness. It was freezing. Now the sun's... Hey! There's my family. I feel like I'm in a groove. I'm going slow and steady. So far, the legs aren't screaming at me too hard. Moving forward, not taking too many breaks. I was planning on Everesting a different climb a few weeks earlier, but it was still covered in snow, so I had to put it off. Then I heard about Rebecca Rusch's Giddy Up Challenge. Cyclists all over the world would be Everesting on Memorial Day weekend as part of a COVID fundraising effort, so I jumped in on it. It felt great to become part of a bigger cause. I got to raise money for COVID relief. It was a great way to say thanks to all the men and women soldiers that have paid the ultimate sacrifice for the freedom we have in this country. If I would have done my other climb, it would have been a reclusive, individual time trial. This felt more like a grand apart, and just seeing other people's faces and having people cheer you on is such a huge morale boost.
He'll be coming around the mountain when he comes.
Here I go again on my own. What's your name, brother? I'm Chris. Chris Allen. Good to meet you, my man. It's a beautiful day to ride a bike, I'll tell you that much. 12 in the can, starting up 13. Switch out my bottle. It's refreshing. Okay. We got this, man. We got this. You got it! You can do it all night! These are my girlies.
They came! They made it!
They made it!
Yes!
Yes! It's like, woohoo! I have a new energy.
You got
now.
a rainbow team!
I have a new energy.
Look at that!
I love you, Moles. Love you, Liz.
See you at the top.
There he goes.
My legs are starting to yell at me. I've been trying not to pay attention to them. Anyway, I got Dale Carnegie here, reminding me on my handlebars, desire backed by faith knows no such word as impossible. Richard Makowitz down here under the pedal damn it sign, not dead, can't quit. And I'm taking that to heart. I'm gonna ride today as long and as hard as I can, and unless I die, I'm not quitting this. I will push. I'll do what it takes. I'll rest, kick my legs up. I don't care how long it takes, but I will accomplish this challenge. Mark my words. I've got my other mantras, duct tape on the side of my truck. I hope the duct tape comes off or Angela's gonna kill me. Every time I ride by my pits, I give a look-see, get a little motivation, say hi to my grandpa, whose picture's on the tailgate, watching over us right now. This is Memorial Weekend, and I'm throwing respect to my grandpa. Normally I would do it on Veterans Day because he actually survived World War II, made it through D-Day and Battle of the Bulge. So now for my ritual, I'm at the summit, turn my suspension on to full squish, chunk, chunk, and my turnaround point at the gate. I love you guys. I love you guys. Oh my gosh. This is beautiful Trail Creek Road. Lap 18 of my Everest challenge, Giddy Up challenge. I've gone about 100, excuse me, I've gone about 143 miles and a little over 24,000 feet of climbing so far. I need to really pay close attention to my nutrition and hydration, but I'm starting to see a light at the end of the tunnel. A couple more laps. All right, can you see some of these views? All right, I gotta put this away. I need every ounce of energy I can to control the bike. It's gonna be dark pretty soon, so I figure I'll do one last check-in. I am on lap 20. This is my last full lap necessary. I'm currently just over 27,000 feet of climbing. It's 8:45 p.m. I started at 1:12 a.m. I'm pretty toasted. I'm on fumes right now. Oh boy. Hardest single day in a bike saddle I've ever had. Wouldn't change it. Oh my gosh, on my last descent, I chased after an elk for a mile. I was going 30 miles an hour down the hill, and the elk was just in front of me running, and I followed him for a mile before he finally jumped off the trail. So, all right, I gotta get back. I need both arms. I finished with a cruiser lap at last light with my buddy Eric, so I didn't even bother busting out the camera. It was a great way to cap off the day. That's it for my Everesting adventure. All in all, it took me 21 hours and 13 minutes. I'm super stoked to check that one off the list. I'll be putting together another video soon detailing my Everesting bike, nutrition, and hydration plan. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to the channel, punching the like button, and leaving your comments down below. Until next time, ride bikes, drink beer, live happy. Thanks so much for squeezing dirty teeth into your busy schedule. Please help us reach more people and ensure you receive new videos by giving this video a like, subscribing to the channel, and clicking the notification bell. Until next time, ride bikes, drink beer, live happy.